For my family, man, I can't lose. I grind hard and I can't lose. I'm second days, man, I can't lose. Big stepper, we can never put on the same shoes. I've been giving nails like I know love and I can't lose. For myself, man, I can't lose.
Talk about it all here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Make sure and hit that like button, share button, comment button.
You know, one thing about Jaden that I've tried to talk to him about is tightening his chin strap. Because he doesn't tighten it, so every time he gets hit, it looks like his helmet's all messed up. And it's like, oh, God, he just got rocked.
For the win! Caught! It's gone! LSU does it!
After fucking Saturday night in Tiger Stadium, boys. Are you kidding me?
Well, LSU fan came stuck his spike in my booty.
That motherfucker hard!
Fan brought his 2 grandkids by and literally was just 30 seconds, just wanted to say thank you for the team and the season and what you did and how much it means to everybody here is truly what makes LSU special.
Yeah. Coach Kelly, we're official.
Finally,
I'm
get a
telling
chance to meet you. Thought I had to get a private audience with the Pope. There's Jordy.
Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. Yeah, you see the notification, we about to go live. We got all your favorite guests, we got them in line. It's the Jordy Culotta Show,
And
come have a good time.
Tearing up, answering the question, I thought, my God, if she gets offered this job, she's going to take it.
It's just a crazy, fun time at LSU right now. Isn't this what everybody loves?
From the boot to the east to the west coast, no matter where we at, we live. Open up the phone lines, come and join the show. Make sure you tell your friends about Jordy Culotta Show. Yeah.
Let's go! Let's go! All right. Nice start. Big day. Nice start.
It's the Jordy Culotta Show. Come have a good time.
Coach, it's great to meet you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you for the time.
Here we are live with the mush. Noah Tingle.
Everybody, I would like to get on this microphone this morning and look at
It might be the last time.
each and every one of you in the eyes. This is my camera. Look at you guys in the eyes and apologize. and apologize for the mistake that I made during the show yesterday and the breakdown that happened because of that, the outcome of the things that I said, the power that my
Voice
words
has.
hold, and it obviously all came crumbling down last night at around 9:20 p.m. after the weather delay. My words and my actions fully affected the outcome of that baseball game. And what is that, a booger?
It's you. It's a
That's
mush.
me, a mush. And it's on me. That loss, Jay, if you're seeing this, and the rest of the team, if y'all are seeing this, is on me. I will run. I'll run around I'll run around Alec Box Stadium. I'll do the whole deal. Maybe too far. This loss is on me. It's not on Jared Jones at third. It's not on anybody on the mound. It's not on Connor Benj and Cooper Williams. It's on Noah Tingle here because
You're a man of faith?
I'm a man of faith. I pride myself as a man of faith, as there's a deep drive into left center.
And the Pope is dead. Nick Castellanos didn't hit a home run.
He didn't. And I just want to apologize for jinxing the LSU Tigers and their midweek success yesterday morning on the show.
Nobody
and
got more text messages than me, Noah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I got a couple. I got to add it on Twitter.
Actually, you helped me a ton because that's the old split jersey game for me.
Yep. No, that is the split jersey game for you.
And I had some choice words for Northwestern State.
P-Dub wants me to run around the studio until the end of the show. If I could have a microphone.
Have to keep your feet moving.
I should. Okay, let me
get ready. Yeah, get one lap in.
And then we just run in place right here.
Keep running until you're out of breath.
Okay.
It shouldn't take long.
Hey!
Maybe do 13 push-ups for the 13 rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Western State score.
Do 600.
Where can you see me? Go two shot? Can I do push-ups right here?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
What, 13?
6.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. The devil's number. You done scorned the Lord.
10. 11.
Every run. Look at this man
12.
go.
Just show it off.
Look.
And 12 and a half. 12 and a half. 12 and, oh, I'm going to clone 13.
How many do you think he can do?
That's on me, guys. I'm sorry.
He talks a big game. I don't know if he can do more than 20.
Dude, that was impressive. That was at least 20.
I'm pretty sure I just
That
did
was
more
at
than
least
20. And I'll run in place. It's on me, guys. I'm sorry. Yep, this is a great angle.
Hold on.
Let me turn around.
No.
No gym needed today.
No.
What? Sorry, guys. LSU baseball. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have
Apologize
said.
to Jay. That was his birthday present you just gave.
I just ruined it. Y'all, I'm apologize to Mikey too. Y'all aren't gonna get Jay on tonight. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that fucking sucks, dude. That's the only thing I think about during midweek games is like, well, and he was going through it yesterday.
Who, Jay?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
he was not happy.
I mean, he didn't even talk to the team after the game.
Fucking Northwestern State. I've seen that baseball team. They asked me to play for them.
You didn't just
Can't
lose to
a bunch of
Northwestern
boys.
State.
Can't lose to me.
You got run ruled
by me
in Alec Box by us. Christian was at bat.
Look at him.
I was pitching the first pitch of the game.
Yeah.
First pitch of the game was a fucking meatball.
And then the guy that hit a home run for Northwestern State. Christian, get up.
Yeah, we're all right.
We got to run in place.
Oh god, here I go.
You got to run in place.
Got my big meat out.
You got to run in place. The consequences of our actions for causing that loss.
Wait, dude, this has happened to me before. Whenever we lost at the first district game in 20 years at Menard, guess what the coach said? Whose fault was it? Coach, it was your fault. Guess what we did? Ran polls after the game.
Come on. We're going to have to go do I'm going to have to go do that today.
Put my cleats on. Then guess what else I did? Put my cleats off. You figure it out. And get your green card. You ain't from
Oh my god.
Julio.
Yeah, guys, it's a rough morning. I felt bad. I wanted to put that video out on Twitter so you guys could harass me for my jinx of the game yesterday.
Maybe it flips the season around.
Let's turn it around right here. This is us turning the season
And
around.
the season wasn't bad.
The season was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was going well.
You lost to Northwestern State.
You got run ruled by Northwestern State.
Because of Noah.
In Alec Box.
Because of Noah.
Because of me.
Christian, break up with your girlfriend.
Welcome.
Bad luck. Yeah, clean sheet.
Also, everybody, welcome Christian back. My watch just said, "Oh, looks like you're recording an elliptical workout." might as well track it.
You're Justin Thomas.
Yeah, burn 29 calories so far.
Well,
we're tracking it.
Oh, man.
We're tracking it, baby. Yeah, I mean it's.
Yeah, you look gritty like your granddaddy. I'm your daddy now.
It was a rough night. Rough night. I do feel bad. I felt bad as I was watching it.
Who takes for blame? You or Mother Nature? Don't you quit running now, boy.
Oh, I gotta keep going.
Yeah.
Christian, you don't have to keep going. Well, I guess you did miss 2 days of work. So
Yeah, get some work in.
Who's more to blame, me or Mother Nature? It was me. You can recover from a rain delay.
Jake Brown goes deep. Mic'd up, lives on.
Derek Curiel, I mean, it started off great.
1-0!
Derek Curiel, first pitch of the game. See ya! Went downhill from there.
I can't think of another good thing that happened.
I mean, pitching wise, it was a bad night.
Jake Brown home run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said that already.
Pearson hit a home run. Pitching wise, there's nothing good. I mean, Jared Jones at third is dead. Don't ever do it again.
Wait, I actually like that a lot.
No! He had like 3 errors.
We asked Mikey about, well, dude, still all 3 tough plays. They tested him.
Yeah, but still.
I asked Mikey, he's like, we'll never see that again.
It's SEC baseball.
And the lineup comes and he goes.
Starting at third base.
Jared! Hey, guys.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll ever happen again. It was, the experiment was put to the test tonight.
Jake Brown didn't think it would happen again. We just talked to him.
Jake Brown played a good first base.
Oh, the mic'd up, that opposite, anti-mush.
Yes. Yes, I mean, mic'd up, got Jake Brown.
Moving, son.
Got Jake Brown. Got Jake Brown a homer and he played a really good first.
Just do a soccer jog. Oh! Yeah.
What's the chat?
I don't know.
Let go of the mic. Noah is Mikey. Noah's like Mikey grabbing that mic and moving it around.
Mikey will
Biggest
never
screw
live
job
down.
of the year. That's my fault.
That's on you, dude.
It's my fault. It's definitely on me.
I didn't do it. Look, listen, I tried to put all of my hexes on Northwestern State. I hate that place. Unless you go to the body. That's my cousin. How many cousins do you have? That's my sister you're dancing with. Okay.
Rough night.
Yeah, it would have been for her and you if you step up to.
We gotta flip the camera. Let them see that.
Oh, that's the body, baby.
So Lloyd, give me your actual takeaways from last night. Give me one positive outside of Jake Brown.
There you go.
Fair enough. I really think those are your two.
I like the lineup change.
Those are your two positives.
I liked. There's a world. We asked Mikey
on Monday,
and he's like, "That'll never happen again." Guess what you saw?
But this is the thing. If you were to ask me right now, I would say it would never happen again.
Oh, I'll do it.
I don't think they would.
If you're Jay Johnson, do you not do it on Friday night for Tennessee just to fucking troll everybody?
No.
Oh.
Maybe next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Maybe. But you're not doing that game one against Tennessee.
See you next championship. Oh. Yeah. It doesn't work that way. But it is the best way to get all of your offensive.
Right. You get all your offense together. Everybody's getting hit.
God, I need to check their offense.
Yeah, they said it was unbelievable. You want to take a break, get the camera straight, or just do that live?
We ain't taking no break.
We'll do it live.
All gas.
We'll do it live. Screw it. We'll do it live.
What do you mean to play them out? To play them out. What does that mean?
Who said that?
That would be one Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, yeah.
Great Fox News segment.
Yes.
You know, that's what happens when you continue to live with your parents. You still get Fox News every now and again. Don't you laugh.
I know it.
Know it all too well.
Oh, a know-it-all segment.
You would have thought. You would have thought. You would have
Noah at all.
Noah at all.
You would have thought someone died in the family when Tucker Carlson got taken off Fox News.
What about when he was ripping his jewel on camera? You remember Tucker Carlson ripping
No,
jewels?
I thought he was always
live?
a Zen guy.
Well, he was once they came out. But
No.
when jewels were a thing,
I
he
do
was a big
remember
jewel
that
guy.
kind of.
Yep. It was yeah.
It sounds like the family doesn't talk about it all that often.
yeah, man, I thought you were a big Tucker
what?
Carlson family. Lloyd already about to pass out. Well, see, Spectrum gave me some help. No, Noah, that loss was not on you. Was 100% on Jay Johnson.
No,
it's on me.
It's on Jade.
It was on me. I mean, and I'll ask the chat this: if you're
about to pass,
if you're having the if you're laying the blame at the feet of Jay Johnson, give me your reasons why in the chat. I want to hear what y'all's thought process
probably the
is.
lineup.
Well, yeah, but I mean, is that it? Is it just Bear Jones at third? Into my workout. What do we got? 98 total calories burned.
How many miles?
Well, he didn't.
Not enough.
No, 0.
More than LSU got on the bases.
How many steps?
LSU will get swept by Tennessee this weekend
Okay,
because
of
they
course.
lost.
Who said that? Who said that?
This is Tiger
said that?
droppings. LSU Tiger 2.
That's Jay Johnson.
And then right wing Tiger replied underneath, said, "Obviously that's true, but you forgot that they'll also get run ruled in every game."
I kind of like him.
Yeah.
Because
Bring him in.
I did a deep dive into Jay Johnson's personal history yesterday because I didn't
wow.
really have. Do you know anything about him? Honestly, like where he came from and what he did aside from Arizona.
I mean, Nevada.
Before that,
It was before Arizona.
I know that too.
I really don't know anything before that.
Yeah,
That's all I know. I know he played running back.
he also played college baseball.
Oh yeah,
Batted
really?
330.
Of course.
Second baseman, number 2. And
Still rocking
his
it.
dad said he wanted to be a head baseball coach since he was 5 years old, since the first time he played baseball. And laid out, there's another story. So he's got really deep ties to Hawaii's baseball coach.
Okay.
They were together at, I want to say Nevada or the stop before that. And he was like, oh, no, he laid out his plan from jump, from 5 years old when he played baseball for the first time. Also averaged 10 yards a carry in high school. Played college baseball. Gets all the way down the path, and it's kind of actually fucking scary that he made this entire plan up, that at one point he goes, I'm going to end up at LSU. And he said this when he was 12 years old. And he's here, so you got the right guy.
He manifested, yep.
And, yeah, just like you can manifest destinies, as Noah did.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, no, you can. Spectrum WellCare. Jay Johnson's trying to please too many players by giving them playing
It was a
time,
fun game, but it was
like
supposed to be a
fly
fun
batting
one.
against
It
right-handers.
wasn't that big of a deal. The RPI won't take that big of a hit.
Yeah, and I mean, and I don't think Jay Johnson's thought process was pleasing the players.
I think it was that
was him wanting to be
Are we
offensive
trying to be
minded.
for real?
Be for real right now, Lloyd. Let's hear it.
That was him trying to see if that lineup could actually work, because we talked to Mikey Matuk on Monday and we're like, hey, is this a viable thing? Once you saw Bear Jones make that play at third base where it looked great, and then Bear Jones has 3 errors tomorrow. I mean, yesterday, and hopefully not tomorrow. But like, there was a real thing of like, hey, why would you not try it in a midweek to see how much offense we can put? Because if we're being real with each other, and if I'm being real with you, and you're being real with me, and I'm being real with Christian, and Christian's being real with you, and I'm being real with the chat,
keep it real.
I'm gonna keep it real. The LSU offense is struggling.
Yes.
Real.
He tried to put, that's real.
That's real.
That's
as real.
real.
As it gets.
He was trying to find a little spark plug. Like, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's
we can
get
get
as
some
as many bats as we can into the offensive lineup, and it may have backfired because Noah jinxed it.
This is the classic sleeper game.
That's where
though.
keeping it real goes wrong.
Leading into a sweep. I'm feeling it. This is the classic.
If
play.
LSU
Lose
gets
the midweek,
swept,
sweep
No.
the weekend. No, I'm saying the
no, shut up. You're muted.
Mic privileges
Revoked.
taken away.
Nice to have you back. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I love
mean that
you,
was
but
we're glad you're back, Mr. We thought you were quiet quitting. We thought we thought you were quiet quitting.
Yeah, you got a 10-minute major.
Yep. Yeah, Louis right. I mean, it was an offensive thought process. It was let's see if we can get all the bats in the lineup, see what we can do, and obviously it was a failure from an offensive and a defensive perspective because you couldn't score runs and you couldn't really stop them from scoring runs.
Well, you walk 4, hit 4, and then threw 2 wild pitches. That's 8 on base, and that's 10. Derek Curiel, though, starts the game off.
Yeah, he looked great. I mean, Curiel.
I think everybody turned it off.
He almost sent another one out later on with runners on base. But it looked like LSU's team from last season with the 3 solo home runs. And Andrew Messina just win the series this weekend, I'll be right again. That's for sure. I mean,
this does not matter.
This game can be forgotten about with a win on Friday. And you will no longer be thinking about Northwestern's run ruling of LSU on a Tuesday in April.
The optics are bad.
It looks terrible. It looks absolutely terrible.
Twitter can't be good.
It looks terrible. No, I mean it was last night. I mean LSU got beat. Like the thought process behind the decisions that were made is understandable, but they didn't swing the bat well. You did it for offense, and it gave you really no offensive juice. And defensively, you didn't play very good, especially.
I'm going to read the first 4 on Tiger Rant. Is this normal? Just wow. Jones needs some bench time. Mm-hmm. Does Yesky return next season? What are 2 most disappointed by? I don't know words how work. LSU will get swept by Tennessee because they lost tonight. Really no excuse for getting run ruled by NSU. There really isn't.
There's
really
no excuse.
Can't.
That's right.
Like, yeah,
that's right.
That all part of the plan. Better than losing.
I mean, you thought Tiger.
Would you rather get run ruled by Northwestern State or lose to UL in the Kitchenomics Classic? I'd rather get run ruled by
Northwestern State.
All right, you're out of timeout.
You should have seen on the Podna stream last night. You should have seen the chat, man. It was getting rancy, pretty reckless in there.
Say one thing from there that you learned.
One thing that I learned, I didn't learn anything.
I learned what not to say.
I learned that I should not use a handful of words because there were a lot of ones used. I learned that there's a lot of smart people in the LSU fan base.
First run rule loss to a non-conference opponent in program history.
Ever. EVER. Ever.
It's not great for Dad.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not a good look.
Run rule hadn't been around that long. So.
No, I mean.
Could have happened before.
Yeah. Hunter Hall, I blame the 5-minute critic, Iverstein's Go Roof, Tiger Air, the powdered ring, and obviously the cursing couple. Fair enough, Hunter.
Will Wade.
I can't blame him.
No, either. That's the second daddy.
Blame Joe Lee.
I'm your daddy now.
Come on. Yeah, no, I mean, it was a bad night last night.
That wasn't.
It was a bad night.
The sad thing about me is I was watching, going, plenty of time.
Of course. Well, it's because that's who LSU's been this year. Is they're going to find a way.
And that is part of the bigger conversation of how often, like I said, the offense is starting to become a little bit of pause. It's cause for concern because you haven't been able to put together an offensive performance. You should be able to shell Northwestern State. No, I play there. Could play there.
Yeah, no, I mean, regardless
of the letter,
a weather delay and who's pitching, because Andrew was saying in the chat, it's a different game if the weather didn't roll in.
Yeah, that's
and
the
Newt
thing.
Continues
but
to pitch.
No,
it does, but that doesn't excuse the offense.
That should have made you roll them over and consent.
I mean, your offense shouldn't. I mean, you can't score 3 runs against anybody.
And I always will hold out hope. I always will be optimistic when it comes to LSU baseball because the easiest thing to do is be pessimistic.
Right.
They know more than we do.
They do. That's true.
We'll find out maybe tonight. Mic'd up 6-8.
What's your 10?
What would you
feel
do?
Really good. 1, you don't think he's coming on. 10, you're really confident he's coming on.
Before we get there,
okay.
What would you do?
What if I was
as a program director? Would you call him? Text him? Text, for sure. And be like, hey, in, no,
Yeah, text. Just be a text. Be like, look, no worries if not. Understand it. In or out? Question mark.
Yeah, he can't care that much about the Northwestern State loss.
Oh, he's pretty pissed off last night.
He was in the second inning.
I mean, he was pretty pissed off. The post-game presser, I listened to it this morning, and it was about 6 minutes. You can tell.
Goal.
You can tell by
They're
the presser, the timing of it. If it's a 6-minute presser,
That's the shortest one maybe
it's
ever.
not good. That's no bueno. That's like 4 questions.
Koki could have gotten murdered.
Out. Somebody got a question wrong. I didn't know who it was.
Oh, he was on him?
Somebody said, not really, but, Ashton Larson comes in, hits that double, gets shook up on second base, and looked like he had hurt himself a little bit. And
he pulled a quad.
Somebody asked the question in the presser, like, Daniel Dickinson seemed shook up when he slid in second base right there. And Jay was like, it was Ashton Larson, and he's with the trainer.
Daniel Dickinson's right-handed.
Like,
I mean, I wouldn't make that mistake. You can't. You better be in there with your bells on.
Sabrion says, oh, I'm not showing up on the show if it was me.
Oh, no, Jay would show up. It's a matter of asking if he wants to do it or not.
Right.
Because we had maybe an all-time interview the last time he came on. 2 Jay Johnsons ago? It was the best he's ever been.
Yeah.
He was awesome. Yeah. And I don't think he'll have that quite of jovialness to him.
Spectrum WellCare Lloyd, you can't just interview Jay Johnson when things are rosy.
I agree. But and I think Jay, if we asked, he would say yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't run from these problems. You're in an offensive slump. Why do you think he did the lineup the way he did? They're trying to figure out a way to get more bats into the lineup. Luis Hernandez didn't play. They're trying to get him a break. Aaron Beatty, been better behind the plate, right? But not good at the dish. That's okay. He's able to swing it if he connects, he's good.
Yep.
Everybody else, what do you want? That was a fun game. They tried to have a little bit of fun. They probably had a pizza party before. No pizza party after.
Golden Corral before the game.
Oh.
Maybe got the stomach rumbling.
The weather was rumbling.
The weather was rumbling.
Maybe they wore themselves out on the ping pong table.
Do what?
Maybe they wore themselves out on the ping pong table.
I mean, the weather does play a factor, but, LSU can't
Nobody
score.
wanted to play that fucking baseball game. No, we barely wanted to watch it, much less them go out there. You get your shoes, you get your cleats on, you get your turfs on, you get your cleats on, you get your turfs on. As we used to say in high school, pardon me, that's a no-tape game. Well, I'm not taping up for this. And then you end up losing.
Sabrion, I feel like Jay's challenging them behind closed doors. The boys just aren't responding.
He ain't challenging. Sabrion, they're fine. That was a blip on the radar.
Sleptwalk.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't have. You can't happen.
No. But that's
now the challenge is going to. Yeah, and Sabrion, you might be right. The challenge is happening today. Go. Maybe wake him up a little bit earlier today.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing. They've been
give him the shock the system.
They've gotten close to the fire a handful of times in these midweek games. When you look at Nichols, North Dakota State earlier in the season,
at home.
No, you can't. But I mean, they've put themselves in a spot at home games in the midweek where they've had to come back.
I was watching the Nichols game during the rain delay.
Yep.
And it made me. I forgot how loud they were.
Yeah.
And LSU was losing that game until the 7th.
I mean, North Dakota State, LSU came back in that game they were down 9-2 at one point.
That's what the LSU offense has done this entire year. It's not the best version of it, but there's a time and place when LSU puts up a crooked number.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen last night.
No. And so
thank God you couldn't live bet it. I'd have lost a shekel or two.
Yeah, no, you would have. But they have a day off today. Jay said
I had to kill Jesus.
Their post
game. The Pope.
That guy. Open up the portal.
All the smoke's
Pope at the transfer portal.
Goodness gracious.
I don't think we'll know where he goes, though.
Hey. NIL. Name, image, and likeness of Christ.
I heard Heaven's got some
Okay,
good
Dabo.
Yeah. Oh. That's what cursed it.
Our Dabo video? No, it was me.
Yeah, it is you.
It was me. That's okay.
Try to switch it up.
The LSU baseball has a day off today.
No, they don't.
Little Tell the Truth Wednesday.
What do you mean they have a day off?
I mean, they're not practicing.
Yes, they are.
He said it in the post-game presser yesterday.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, I know.
They're practicing right now.
He says day off. They're going to sit back.
What did he say, mandated?
Yeah, they have to take one.
They took Sunday off for Jesus.
Oh, yeah?
That's it. That was a day. And they had, well, Jake Brown did say they had Wednesday off. Not anymore. That's one of those.
Well, he said that's why he didn't talk to him after the game. Day off, he was going to address them today. That's what he said.
Cool.
He said that I didn't have much to say to them after the game, didn't have the right words. We have the day off tomorrow. I'll address them then.
Yeah, we're not having them tonight. I got a feeling. Because Jared Mitchell did ask him, he's like, how have you coped with, now that you've done this for a while, losses? And he's like, nothing's changed about that. Like, I feel ill. Like, physically ill whenever he loses a baseball game.
Hate losing.
Hates it to his core. He hates it in the second inning, the third inning, the fourth. He had to lose that game for 7 innings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That hasn't changed. That's what you also like about him.
Yeah,
love about him.
I'm the same way.
But he has vitriol in his, like, he probably threw up.
Yeah, he did. He probably did. Each inning.
No, definitely threw up when he got home. Like, that's a throw-up game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just get it out. Reset.
Dick Vermeil. Vince Papali.
So it's big 2 days coming up for LSU baseball.
Yeah, it couldn't happen at a worse.
Today and tomorrow.
Couldn't happen at a better time. Hey, boys.
There's two sides. There's two sides to that coin. Couldn't happen at a worse time, maybe. Also,
no.
Couldn't have happened at a better time.
Shock to the system.
Glass half full. They had Tennessee in Alec Box this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Tailgate on Saturday.
2 days to straighten it out. We'll Tell the Truth Wednesday.
Come to Jesus Thursday.
Let's play ball on Friday. That's how it goes.
60 feet, 6 inches.
Sabrion, that's a go home and chug some whiskey out the bottle.
Yeah, he might have had his first drink.
Today, we will have Jacques Doucet joining us at 8 a.m., the legend himself, and then we will also have some NFL draft
that is a drink
discussion
out the bottle.
With Nick Underhill at 8:30. So we will have Jacques at 8, Nick Underhill at 8:30 today. Wolfgang, Noah, the key question is, do the players hate losing? Their body language doesn't look like it. They need to rebound, or if not, it'll be a rough end to the season.
I'm telling y'all.
Lloyd, the floor is yours.
It wasn't supposed to happen. It's not that big a deal. Like, it is embarrassing. And once you get embarrassed and you realize you're embarrassed, sometimes you just sit in it. Like, if you shit your pants, sometimes you sit down harder. And that's what happened last night.
I've never heard that say.
I've never said it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Willie Bridges, I liked this message in the chat earlier.
They didn't expect that to happen. The weather is
Let's move past this loss. It's done,
over.
And time to stay positive. There's Brian. Speaking of positivity, Brian Burgess is now in the chat. Good morning, everyone.
Cigarette.
And happy over the hump day for some of you. You all firing Jay Johnson this morning? ?
Never.
Nope. And we'll never have a lifetime contract.
My buddy was talking to me yesterday. His son is 4. He's like, do I need to hold him back or send him forward? And I was like, Jay's only 43.
Yeah, you're good.
You've got 40 more years.
You
could have, like, kids for eternity.
You got forever.
I've got time.
Yeah.
Mikey's got time.
Yeah.
Jared's got time.
Christian's got time.
Christian's got more than time.
Christian Mingle.
Speaking of, together, not together? Where have you been for 2 days?
That's where he's been.
I was at home on Monday morning.
Did you bring her to Easter?
No.
Did you go to her Easter?
No.
Oh.
Kind of do our own separate things.
Okay.
Oh, you separate? You're getting farther apart?
No.
The honeymoon phase is over.
All right, on to Tuesday. Tuesday, I had an English presentation.
How did that go?
It was on equivocation.
And?
Go ahead and give the presentation now, please.
I think it did pretty well. Equivocation is a logical fallacy where...
Oh, you have that problem already?
A problem? What do you mean a problem? I'm
Give
giving a
phallic problems?
presentation.
I knew he was going to say phallic problems.
I don't even know what that means.
That'd be your penis, boy.
It's your pecker, son.
If you had said member, I would have known what you meant.
Why?
Because I know member means penis.
And your family?
Yeah, my roommate taught me that.
Member all here and accounted for? Oh. The eunuch.
All right, continue on equivocation.
And then, so it's a fallacy where you may say a word and it may mean a different thing to you. And if we like start
Give an
arguing
example.
about something, okay.
Phallic.
Member. Let me think of an example.
Well, you just did a
If you
presentation.
watch like a political debate, they'll be like, all right, let's define our terms, because they'll have different meanings for like a certain word.
Example of equivocation. An example of equivocation is using the word light in different senses within an argument into a
LITE.
misleading conclusion. So therefore, a piece of paper cannot be dark uses, well, yeah. I mean, you can't
Okay.
use one word. For instance, a piece of paper is light. What is light cannot be dark. Therefore, a piece of paper cannot be dark. Not true.
Yeah, that's a
Because it's
logical
two
fallacy.
different. Yeah, two different.
Yeah.
It's equivocation.
That's what I did yesterday
There you go.
at 7:30 a.m.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Should have live
I had to do
live
it.
streamed it.
I had to do it in my professor's office hours.
Why?
His
Because
office hours are
you
for-
missed the presentation date.
Yeah. I was
Nice.
here.
Classic. Good job.
No. Oh.
If it crosses over, I
Oh,
went
you-
around.
Oh,
I
you
went
had
around.
to check something.
That's a fallacy.
No, it's not. It's just a fact. Well, we're gonna check the wrong umpire there. We're gonna check that umpire, but we're not gonna check this umpire.
He wants to go.
That's a false equivocation.
That is. Let's check the third base umpire with the righty up to bat.
God! I wanted to ask him about that, too.
That would be that would be funny. But we're glad you're back, Christian. We thought that you were quitting and/or
No.
your relationship was falling apart.
Well, the second one's more likely to be true than the first one.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Hear that, Lloyd?
That's a false equivocation. Just because one thing's true doesn't mean the other is also true.
All right.
Amen.
Right.
If you want to be a real dickhead at parties, start doing logical fallacies.
Give people problems.
Oh
and
my God!
Yeah.
It'll cause a stir.
Yesterday on Instagram, Hunter Hall, our friend, sent me a link to an article that I thought was pretty interesting. It's SaturdayDownSouth.com. Conor O'Gara wrote this up, and it's one negative NFL draft trend for each SEC team entering 2025. And we'll go down the list. We'll obviously get to LSU. But first off, thank you, Hunter Hall, for the show content that you shared. For Alabama, their trend is that 0 of their wide receivers drafted from 2016 to 2024 made a Pro Bowl. Calvin Ridley, Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Jameson
Henry
Williams.
Ruggs?
Yep. What about it? Never made a Pro Bowl.
I bet not.
Longest yard Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Jermaine Burton, John Mechie, no Pro Bowls. Arkansas has had one running back selected in the first 4 rounds since the historic Darren McFadden, Felix Jones draft of 2008. Auburn's last...
he left somebody out.
Who?
Madden cover athlete.
Peyton Hillis?
Yep.
Auburn, their last wide receiver selected in round 1 of the normal NFL draft was Terry Beasley in 1972. That's crazy. It's the last time Auburn's had a round 1 wide receiver was 1972.
I believe it.
Sammy Coates is the only receiver I can think of.
That dude.
Yeah, I know.
And
Sammy
the one
Coates
that
is
almost
good.
got bit by the Georgia Bulldog.
Uga?
He tried to pet him. That was like 2001.
Yeah.
No one likes a Georgia Bulldog.
No, well, that one.
Not even the Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah, rest in
Yeah,
peace.
they hate themselves.
They die after a year of living.
They have to sit on a pack of ice.
That's unbelievable. Florida is riding their worst 3-year stretch of NFL draft picks since the switch to 7 rounds in 1994. Georgia's last QB selected before day 3.
Percy Harvin spit in a referee's mouth in high school.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Got
sickening.
ejected.
I'm sure. No, disgusting. Who was the last Georgia quarterback selected
Stafford.
before day 3 was Matt Stafford in 2009. Kentucky has had 0 offensive players selected in round 1 in the 21st century.
Rest in peace, Jared Lorenzen.
LSU has had 0 New Year's Six bowl appearances in the 2020s, even though it's ranked 4th with 29 players drafted from 21 to 24. So LSU has the 4th most players drafted in that time span and has not made in 2021 to 2024.
What, McLaughlin's in the NFL.
Yeah, you got drafted from Arkansas. That's not the argument. It's LSU has had the 4th most players drafted, but they have no New Year's Six bowl appearances in that span to show for it.
2018, New Year's Six, 2019/2020. If you really wanted to be technical.
And then 2020 bowl game ban.
Banned.
2020, 2021 Texas Bowl loss. Not a New Year's Six.
I know we haven't been to. I'm very aware.
Yeah. Had the 4th most players drafted, no New Year's Six bowl games. It goes on to say LSU is the only team in that group that failed to reach the playoff in the 2020s, and Penn State and Oregon are the only other teams in that group with just 1 playoff appearance during the 2020s.
That's what LSU's battling.
Needless to say, there's a lot of pressure on LSU to change that in 2025.
You're becoming into that other group of schools that people very much well recognize, but not a real contender.
Penn State.
That's exactly who I'm thinking of.
I mean, you're moving out of the group that consists of Georgia, Oregon, Ohio State, Bama, Texas.
And Texas is taking your spot.
And you're moving towards the Penn State,
Ole Miss,
Notre Dame,
Texas A&M, Notre Dame. Like, will you ever get to the promised land?
Are you real or not?
Right.
Clemson.
That's where you're getting towards. Because just a few years ago, you were with Ohio State and Georgia and Oregon and Alabama can win it any season.
You have the greatest team of all time.
Yep.
And I don't think anybody can debate that.
And since then, 0 New Year's Six bowl games.
Well, self-ban.
Yeah, well, you weren't going to make one.
We took a leap
5-5.
year.
You're 5-5.
You had perfect time to do it.
Yeah, no, it was a great decision. I 100% supported it when they did it.
We'll talk to Jacques about it because apparently they were doing a little bit of not English.
Yeah, no, I mean, I tell you what, that was that was probably the coolest video I saw all weekend.
So were they speaking Cajun or French?
Cajun French.
Cajun French.
Okay.
So c'est bon.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means. I don't think they know what it means, but it's our own little language. My dad claims to speak Cajun French.
Really?
But nobody's there to check him because his mother's dead.
Well, then you need to get Jacques' dad to check him.
What if you put a hex on her?
Stop. Wolfgang, no, that's BK crapping the bed for 2 to 3 games a year. Let's see, crapping the bed. Which games would BK? I mean, last season, obviously, Florida, A&M, Alabama. Those all 3 feel like crap to the bed. Yes, yeah. USC does too.
USC is bad.
So that's 4 games last year that you crapped the bed.
Florida State.
Yep. Yeah, if you win Florida State in 2023, it's a completely different season.
But you got run out the gym.
Run out the gym. Ole Miss, you had a chance, but defense was abysmal. Alabama, you had a chance.
Turned it over the only turnover, maybe it feels like, of the year.
Right. Alabama, Jaden almost died, and you had no chance after that. So, I mean,
But that Alabama ain't walking through that door.
No, and that's why the pressure is where it is going into this season, because you finally have a roster that feels like it's deep enough to make one of those runs.
Pressure is so on.
The timeline is you have to make this happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like this is a playoff or bust year. These New Year's Six bowl game drought deal. Because you're going to have a bunch of players drafted in the draft next year.
I don't give a fuck about a New Year's Six bowl if it's not.
Well, no, that's what the playoff is now, essentially.
Right.
Is New Year's Six bowl.
But there's a couple. Is there not like 2 more that you can play in?
I don't know how it works anymore. Probably.
Like you can like a Chick-fil-A bowl, Peach Bowl, like the way that it rotates.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You have to make playoff.
If it's not a playoff game.
Yeah. No. Well, now because it's 12 teams. I mean, this is the only. I mean, before 2024, there was the 4-team playoff, and so New Year's 6 bowl games meant something.
Yeah, you won the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, in 2018.
That's the. Then you won the.
I know. We're talking about 2020 and.
I know. I'm just putting the top. Fiesta Bowl 2018.
Yep.
Sugar Bowl /
National Championship
2019. And then fuck yourself. It's really having anything to play for.
Yeah. No. I mean, and so that because
SEC Championship.
And you're talking.
Well, you didn't win. Where there's one Brian Kelly that said, "Oh, when I was a younger coach, maybe I thought I was smarter than I was without worrying about special teams. Then you have a SEC Championship where you don't get on a blocked kick. You're like, that ball is live.
Live ball. Live ball.
I know that.
P-Dub, it's playoff
You know
or bust.
that.
I don't make the rules, just how it is. Brandon Hollingsworth, serious concerns that Clemson's going to beat our...
Brandon Hollingsworth, let's do it for a sponsorship.
But yeah, I mean, that's because we're talking about these draft numbers and players getting drafted to the NFL, and LSU have nothing to show for it. They're going to have a good number of players drafted in this draft on, tomorrow. Next season's draft, the 2026 draft, LSU's going to have a huge draft class. Nussmeier, Perkins, Weeks, Mansour Delane, Jamari Butler, Jack Pyburn, Aaron Anderson,
Nick
Anderson, go down the list. I mean, LSU's going to have a massive draft class. You have to have something to show for it. You know? You have to have something to show for that. Because it's going to be a pretty hard reset after 2025, roster-wise. Like, you were able to tinker and add pieces from last year to this year. Next offseason, we're sitting here in April of 2026, the roster's going to look completely different. And you have to have something to show for it. You can't lose that entire roster and have nothing to show for it.
You all right?
You don't have a quarterback.
Van Buren and Colin Hurley. Competition. See what happens and see who pops in the portal.
Drop for 5.
Caden Durham.
Quarterback?
No, but you got a running back.
Harlan Berry still. Yep. Trey Green will be
maybe
back.
LSU goes the way of the new NFL.
What do you mean?
Run first.
You never know. So I mean that's
so sad.
But that's the next part of that.
Offensive line will be good.
Do what?
Offensive line will be good.
Yeah. It's just reading that article from that Hunter sent. That was the first thing my mind went to is we're talking about all the draft classes we've had from 2020 to 2024. 2025 is going to be a relatively solid draft class. 2026 is a massive one. And that streak cannot continue into that draft class. Just can't. Wolfgang, how many times can you say it? Special teams has cost LSU 2 games a year, bad field position, fumbles, missed field goals, etc. BK needs a real special team coach, not some guy Grambling guy who's unproven. We'll see what it looks like. But I'm in the same boat as you.
Person.
I think that you need a special teams coach, but it at least is somewhat of a step in the right direction to bring somebody in. Gabe Bork, glass half full of piss. So, I mean, when I look at that streak that LSU's had of 0 New Year's 6 bowl games with all of these these players drafted to show for it, that number's going to drastically increase from tomorrow to next year.
Back?
Huh?
Should Emory Jones have come back? I thought he was going to be like a second-round pick.
I thought he was going to be a first-round pick. Should have been. Could have been.
Still can.
Should be.
Might happen.
Should have come back.
Doesn't feel like it.
I'm never going to tell somebody they made the wrong decision because he's going to get drafted. He's betting on himself. Mason Smith, that worked out for, ended up getting drafted in the second round, getting a relatively big signing bonus. I'm never going to tell a player not to go into the draft, but if I'm just stating my opinion, he probably should have come back.
Would you feel better?
Oh, my gosh. Yes. You bring in Braylon Moore, Josh Thompson, you move Chester over, and you have Emory Jones.
Left tackle?
You're bringing – no, he wouldn't. He would be guard. They'd play him at guard.
Well, that's probably why
He would
come back.
He would be coming back for his NFL draft stock, and his draft stock is at guard. And so there might maybe that was a part of the discussion.
That would be a slight to him to say you're coming back and playing guard when I play
No.
right tackle.
He would be saying, I want to come back to play guard.
No, he would never say that.
And that's why?
Because that's,
the thought process is I'm trying to get drafted. They're drafting me as a guard.
Yeah, put me at left tackle, and I'll show you that I can play both.
Well, he hasn't shown them that he can play guard. He hasn't played it.
You just assume.
That's what he's trying to calm is those worries about assuming. Because that's what they're doing right now. They're assuming he can play guard, and he's going to go not as high as he probably should. That's just my thought process was that he was going to come back there and play him at guard.
Tackles get paid more.
Yeah, he would come back and play left tackle. Would you not if you just
No, I'm saying I want him to play. I'm saying that his thought process would be the NFL is drafting him as a guard.
Yeah, sure, fine. Play left tackle at LSU.
LSU, that's what LSU would want him to do. I'm not saying LSU.
That'd be if you could play left tackle at LSU, you could play guard in the NFL.
I agree. But you don't know how
come
these
back and play guard.
You don't know how these draft rooms work. The people that they're hearing from, scouts, all of that stuff that's in their ear.
I would feel better if Emory Jones was on.
Oh, 100%. Regardless of where he played, I'd like him to be back.
Because I guess you go back to the portal.
What?
If you're LSU after this year, I mean, I know we're.
Oh yeah. I mean, the 2026 offseason.
But then all the rules change.
That's why they went all in this offseason. That's why the money got put where it was, and they went and got the players they got. Because the pressure is on. If you're looking at the past, the pressure is on because you haven't done it yet, and it's been high expectations and you've failed. The pressure's on because you feel like you should do it because you haven't yet. And then you look forward to the future of what's next.
What's next?
You feel like you need to do it because you might not have an opportunity to do it again.
Yeah, this whole story about, LSU got real involved in NIL because Bryce Underwood spurned you. You know what looks better? Bryce Underwood in your uniform.
You're not wrong. Jordan, Micah Cooley. I like Van Buren as quarterback in 26.
Fall practice would have been a lot more fun.
He got fat. Did you see that?
Yeah, he was stout. You didn't see the pic? He looked pretty
No, I
smart.
did see that. Yeah. Put on that weight.
We'll take a quick break here, reset, get Jacques set up at 8 a.m. to join us, and we'll get his thoughts on all of this, this LSU football discussion. As the NFL draft is tomorrow, spring football has ended.
Speaking of.
What?
We'll also talk to
Nick Underhill at 8:30.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be right back after this. We'll have Jacques Doucet join us at 8 a.m.
Disagreed with each other. Guard tackle.
We disagree all the time.
Phew.
Not as much as maybe others.
Red, stick it in.
But we
sports.
do disagree. I wish they could have seen that.
We'll be right back. Local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones.
Well, the Oscar Andrews Sports Medicine Institute collaborative effort was an idea from Dr. Andrews and myself to bring together two great names, the Andrews name and the Ochsner name, to elevate the quality of care for athletes in the state of Louisiana, where he's from.
I always thought I would come back to Louisiana and practice orthopedics with my subspecialty being sports medicine. This was an opportunity through Ochsner's to come back and work the entire state to help develop and take sports medicine to a new level.
As an orthopedic surgeon, what this means in the future in terms of, access for our community to the type of care that Dr. Andrews pioneered, words can't describe how valuable that is.
Ochsner has a great opportunity here to really grow, and Dr. Burnham, of course, is the mainstay of making that happen. If you want to have first-class sports medicine care, check in with Dr. Burnham and his group, and you'll be more than impressed and pleased.
Fourier Insurance Agency, established in 1946, helping you with your home, auto, commercial, life and health insurance needs. Around in Baton Rouge at 4275 Government Street and online at FourierAgency.com. Whatever insurance you're in the market for, home, auto, commercial, contractors, life and health, get in touch with Fourier Insurance Agency, FourierAgency.com, or give them a call at 225-383-0682. Fourier Agency.
Get Gordon. And get it done. Yeah, everybody know Gordon in a 225. He done leave a big foe. He got buku ties, Ferrari sliding, flying in a new coupe ride. And every time I ride by, I see a brand new sign. I'm a Gordon, I know that he gon' get it done. Whether it's a big truck crash or a hit and run, recovery funds, he fighting to get a ton. Mike Epps, man, we all about the Benjamin. Handling injuries, man, are you kidding me? Gordon McKernan, that's champion energy. Yeah, family man with a family plan. Get Gordon, he gon' fix it like a handyman. Gordon, and get it done.
Welcome to Trifecta.
Trifecta Sports Therapy in Baton Rouge. Recover, repair, restore. At Trifecta, they believe in total body wellness. Trifecta gets the body back to its full potential. Whether you're a youth or pro athlete, a pre or postnatal mom, or if you lead an active lifestyle or a senior citizen, Trifecta has the class, the sports massage, the sports therapist, the stretch therapist, or the equipment like infrared sauna, cold plunges, and golf simulators to find your best. Find Trifecta online at trifectasportstherapy.com or check out the beautiful facility today, 8221 Goodwood. Trifecta Sports Therapy.
Hey Tiger fans, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, make sure to visit us, Tom and Wright Granning, at Go Mart on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need on your trip.
Located at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on your left.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
Got chores that need some extra muscle, but a large piece of equipment is overkill? That's what John Deere compact utility tractors were made for. Powerful enough for the work you need to do. Compact enough for how you need to do it. Find the equipment that's right for you at Sunshine Quality Solutions. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Hey, Tina. Cut my headphones up, bro. You right there? Now I'm focused on getting deposits. Evil in the way, now I'm just driving around it. They said I need a soul searching, I already found it. I unlocked my other side, now I'm sounding astounded. Drive by and let it ride like I'm whipping a Tesla. Pressure never fazed me cause I'm bigger than pressure. I'm on my grind, bullshit, can't fit on my schedule. I'ma do what's best with me, you can keep all your lectures. Spend the summer stacking bread, might be gone till November. Pulling up like Trey Young just to freeze up December. I got niggas on the blood like traditional sinners. OGs love me so I hang with traditional winners. I took a break for a minute, I had to go charge up. Had to focus on my business, I'm coming back smarter. Hit up DJ, tell him go like I'm dropping the Carter. Coming back like KD, it's time to go harder. Bounce back.
All right, we're back here. Hour number 2 underway. Lloyd, I tell you what, I wish sometimes y'all could hear the things. I know Jacques can hear everything. Jacques is in the window waiting for us, and he got to hear that entire rant from Lloyd during the break. Jacques, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Hey, I love coming on your show. I love being with you. I just don't want to be canceled this morning. That's all I ask.
It's only for us, Jacques.
The mics were off.
Like many great shows, the real show is during the commercial.
There you go.
On YouTube, that wouldn't happen. It still happens. I've been a part of many a radio show, and now even being on YouTube, where it's like, oh, no holds barred. It's like, nope, you still have the show within the show.
That's for sure. But Jacques, we saw some of the best, probably the best video I saw all weekend was the one you put out of your dad and Coach O chopping it up in Cajun French. It was absolutely awesome.
Well, not to sound cheesy or corny, but I kind of felt that was God's little, unexpected gift to me on Easter Sunday, because my parents came into town to visit for Easter, and my dad has always been a huge Coach O fan, and certainly I have been as well. I enjoyed covering him. It was all good. Wasn't all good. Towards the end, it got a little rough, but there's two kind of coaches for the most part, those who have been fired and those who will be fired. But we had gone to church. We went to Superior Grill. We're driving home, and I look up on the levee where I live. I think that's Coach O. And we're like, no, I don't think so. No, I think it is. So I whipped a Yui. I turned around. I got out, and then I get out of my car. I walk up the gravel a bit. Hey, man, what you doing? I'm like, there's no doubt who that guy is. There's only one person that sounds like that, right? And so he was very hospitable, very gracious. He walked down the levee. He chatted with my dad, and so they started speaking some French. And so, I was like, well, this is definitely a moment I need to capture, and certainly something I will appreciate and savor down the line. So my dad speaks fluent French. It was actually the first language he learned. Back then, you went to school, and if you started speaking French, then they start hitting you with a ruler or spank you or something. You had to speak English in school back in the late 40s, 50s, whatever. And so, so I think in the beginning of the conversation, my dad, when LSU won the national championship in 2019, my dad had me bring him a sack of oranges. Satsumas off the trees. And he wrote a note. It said it took a Cajun to get us to number one. So they started talking about oranges. My dad's been upset that freeze that came in January killed all his trees, so they haven't come back. So he was telling about that. I think Coach O was talking about there's a lot of great oranges down in Miami. I think my dad said, you live down there? Yeah, I got a condo, blah, blah, blah. And I think my dad said something along the lines of, well, when they get rid of one of the coaches down there, you can join the staff. And he said, no, it's too expensive. And so anyway, so it was great to capture that moment. It was fun, and something that was, I think, good, wholesome content to share that really kind of, you can't get that anywhere else but South Louisiana.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was awesome. And from what I saw on social media, everybody enjoyed it probably just as much as we did, because I remember it popped up. I turned on, I started listening, and I probably watched it 2 more times after that because it was pretty cool.
Do you speak any Cajun French, Jacques?
They always told me I was going to regret not really learning it, and so maybe some phrases here and there, but for the most part, I don't really know how to speak French. I had to take it in college. You had to take a foreign language. I think I had to take 15 hours of foreign language in college, and so I certainly took French. But my dad, so one time somebody told him, or he had heard, well, Cajun French is not pretty French. It's not pretty to listen to. It's not the romantic language that they speak, in France. And so he went to Paris, and they said, they thought he talked like somebody from Versailles. So that was a bunch of BS, in terms of, Cajun French not being the pretty language, the romantic language. But no, I don't really speak that well. But my dad could speak it. It's funny when you're growing up.
Disappointed in you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm disappointed in myself. I tell you, when I was growing up, my dad would talk on the phone, and it would weave in and out of French and English, which would be funny. Oh, je connais pas avec ton bébé. Oh, yeah, that's no good. Cracker Jack. So they just weave in and out of French and English.
So c'est bon.
So c'est bon. Yeah, I mean, there's a few phrases that everybody kind of knows. I remember in high school I learned fumer les herbes, which means smoke the grass. Stupid divas in So there's a few other things too that I learned that aren't the most mature things to say in the world. But who wants to grow up anyway?
That's right. Speaking of, I had to take a foreign language also for mass communications. Punted on that and just went straight sports admin after I walked into a Spanish class where they were speaking only Spanish. And I was like, oh, didn't learn this in high school because my coach was the teacher and my teacher was the coach. So that's how I got that. That's how you and I end up eating together right now.
Well, I think I've watched my share of Spanish through Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and all these shows that are based on the Mexican drug cartel and whatnot. But I think Spanish and French are the two easiest to learn. A lot of the words you can tell what they mean or whatnot. Not quite trying to learn an Asian language or Russian or something like that.
Christian, you know how to say thank you in Mandarin, right? Say it again.
Well, from what I understand, Lloyd speaks Russian. He's fluent in vodka. That's
exactly right. I spoke it this morning.
Jacques, before you came on, we were talking about something to do with a little LSU football. There's an article put out on Saturday Down South that had an interesting trend for LSU football, and it's that they've had 0 New Year's Six bowl appearances in the 2020s, even though from 2021 to 2024, they are ranked 4th with 29 players drafted in that stretch behind Georgia, Alabama, and Michigan. And we were kind of discussing that timeline along with the pressure on this season. How much does a trend like that kind of resonate with the fan base and the program to add the pressure that's there for the 2025 season?
So when did that start? What year are we talking about?
So in the 2020s, the year after 2019 with the COVID and everything, they had the bowl ban from the violations, and then 2021 they played Texas Bowl and then on from there. Yeah,
well, facts don't care about your feelings, and LSU's made the playoff one time, once. In 19. Now, they hit a grand slam, obviously, but I think that was what was really disappointing about last year. There were 12 teams, and you couldn't get in. And so, it's been and then some people say, LSU is without a doubt one of the most exciting football programs in the country. I think it has unquestionably the best atmosphere in America when everything lines up. It's got great tradition and players, but there's also a bit of it where, the person who's not afraid to kind of speak their mind has said, well, LSU has never been Alabama. They've never been a consistent power. They started playing football in 1893. They've got 4 national championships. I think some fans want them to claim one in 1908 or something, but they have flashed in certain years and been very good in certain years. I think since the year 2000, obviously LSU is one of the best programs in America, winning 3 national titles and winning at a pretty high percentage. Even a lot of the years where fans were grumbling about Les Miles didn't maximize the talent, they won 10, 11 games. So I do think that certainly, I feel like we're saying a lot of the same stuff we said last year about, LSU needs to do something this year. I'm not just saying, we're going to get into the preseason, everything is great and whatnot, but I think I want to agree with Brian Kelly and say that this is going to be his best roster top to bottom. Is there a Heisman Trophy winner on there? I don't know. Garrett Nussmeier certainly is getting a lot of talk about that. But perhaps top to bottom, there aren't the gaping holes that there were in 2023 when they could score at will, but they couldn't stop anybody. And so I think what they've gotten out of the portal, I think looks pretty good. And, having a veteran quarterback like Garrett Nussmeier is a big positive. I think there's, the casual fan, when you tell them, well, when's the first game? Well, they play at Clemson. Why are we playing at Clemson? Why are we playing one of these games again? So I think there's definitely that fear of starting 0-1 for would that be 6 straight season openers that they would have lost?
Yes.
2 with Coach O, 4 with Kelly. So I think that there's that fear of not being able to win the first game. I think LSU's already listed as an underdog in that game. But and there's always the question. It's been the same question since Brian Kelly got hired. How much pressure is on Brian Kelly, really? When you've got a 10-year contract that's 90% guaranteed at roughly $9 to $10 million or $10 million a year. So how much pressure is on Brian Kelly? And even if they flop, could they make a move? Again, make a move to get a new coach. On one hand, somebody like me who grew up in the 90s and saw Curly Hallman go, was he 16-28 was his record in 4 years? Kind of shudders at people saying the coach better do something this year when he's won, I guess, about 75% of his games or something like that. But there's the old ROI, return on investment. And are you getting that? And then just the whole, obviously, the landscape of collegiate athletics has become so gross and so not what I grew up on, not what a lot of us grew up on. And, the holdouts, the people jumping in the portal, the quarterback who 4 games into the year says, hey, peace out, I'm going somewhere else. I mean, this is all just gross. It is not team loyalty, what anybody who ever joined the team in my generation was taught. A lot of it is just not aligned with that. Now, will we go to the stadium? Will we watch the team and those gold helmets run out of the North Tunnel and get fired up? I guess we'll always do that. It's the old statement about you like the sausage, you don't want to know how the sausage was made type thing. But I don't know. And then you see the women's basketball and all these different sports. I read somewhere online, Kentucky has got $20 million invested in their roster. People don't like this kind of stuff. It doesn't make them gravitate to the game, I don't think. But it's where we are.
You're a fan of college football. You're a fan of college athletics the same way I am. What would it take, do you think, for you to be kind of almost out? Because the Nico from Tennessee story was I feel like it was a tipping point for some people that may have liked the sport, but if it's not your team or if it's not you, then you don't really care. But if that was an LSU player, we would be covering it tip to tail.
Yeah. Well, Lloyd, what irritates me is the coaches have been leaving. They can do what they want. Why can't the players? And I just think in society in general, there needs to be a period of time in which young people answer to adults and are kind of taught things, and adults like a Brian Kelly, a Kim Mulkey, a Jay Johnson, these people got into a profession. They were paid peanuts in the beginning. They had to prove themselves. They moved up the ladder. Brian Kelly was at Notre Dame, 12, 13 years before he left to come to LSU. Kim Mulkey has had 3 jobs since 1985. There are some coaches that bounce around and are job hoppers. I realize that. But I think the coaches, for the most part, have earned their money, as opposed to sometimes a kid fresh out of college or on a team who hasn't done anything saying, this is a stick-up, how much can I get? And if I don't get it, I'm going to leave. And, some people, a lot of them get it. I mean, from what I have been told, Samaya Smith got $400,000 to play women's basketball at Virginia. And that is amazing to some people. But if all it takes is one team to pay you.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think they were in 10th place in their conference. I don't know what they draw, but I am pretty convinced that they are not going to have 10, 11, 12,000 people showing up like Samaya Smith would have played in front of next year at the Assembly Center at the PMAC and would have had a chance to be a starter on that team. And, the way she was going at the end of the year, continued to progress. She won a national championship at LSU. She made it to 2 other Elite Eights. LSU took very good care of her after she injured her knee with, all of that, obviously being paid for medically wise. And UCLA, they make the Final Four. 6 of their players enter the portal. Isn't this supposed to be, hey, why don't we all come back next year and see if we can go to the Final Four again? Maybe we might win a championship. Nah, let's see where we can go and how much money we can get. And so, I don't know if there's going to be a moment. I think that the moment of him not getting what he wanted kind of, I don't want to cheer against the young man, but I think a lot of people were happy with that. I've heard from some coaches that said, good for them. Good for Josh Heupel. Good for Tennessee for taking a stand. We went to when LSU played UCLA out there. This was their biggest crowd, and I don't know how many years they said. I think it was 68,000. They still had tarps over a lot of the bleachers in the Rose Bowl. Nobody cares out there about UCLA football. He's going to have a rude awakening when he runs out of the tunnel and looks up at a sea of empty seats out there.
Maurice Jones-Drew ain't walking through that door.
What's that?
I said Maurice Jones-Drew ain't walking through that door.
Yeah. Didn't UCLA? They had several guys with 3 names, huh? That were on that UCLA team that whipped LSU bad that day. If the beginning of the end hadn't happened already, that was the end of that regime. It was coming when they got punched in the mouth by UCLA that day. But
the tight end,
their sissy blue shirts.
No, he's wearing it.
Yeah, that was a viral moment. That should I press send or not? Well, that was going to come out one way or the other. I
thought
guess.
It was awesome.
So,
how do you keep finding yourself in that, Jacques?
Maybe it was a good thing my Twitter went away. Not get back. God was trying to tell me something.
It was a sign.
But,
press send or not?
Hey, look. You're not going to find me, well, knock on wood, I don't think. You're not going to find me in a Shannon Sharp situation. That's all I'm going to say.
That's unbelievable.
That's a case of overshare. And look, I don't need to hear about all this.
No, so. I read about 2 lines of that sheet that came out, and I was like, okay, never mind. I'm not reading that. Close that out.
I don't think you're capable.
My dad speaking French to Coach O is the antithesis of the Shannon Sharp story. If you're looking for wholesome content,
hey,
go with that.
They were both going for a walk.
I don't even, I'm proud to say I don't even really, I kind of know what the concept of OnlyFans is, but on the other end, I don't really know how that all works. So
it's probably for the best. It's terrible.
It killed the Pope.
So what else is going on? I interviewed Kim Mulkey yesterday.
I saw that.
We'll have that posted online hopefully this morning. So it was kind of an impromptu deal yesterday. I'd emailed Grant Kavar, sports information director. I thought we were going to do it next week, and he called me and said, "Well, she can do it today. When can you be here? Can you be here in like an hour?" I was like, "Yeah, we'll roll with it." So we had a good interview with her yesterday, and that'll be posted online. Coach Mulkey, to her credit, said she doesn't have any animosity or anger towards any of the players that get in the portal. I don't think that there's any shock so far. I mean, I guess Samaya, the day after LSU lost, that was a surprise. I think it was a surprise even to the LSU coaching staff. I guess Shepard getting in the portal could be her knowing that Malaysia Fulwiley is coming from South Carolina. I guess we'll know that by Thursday at the latest, I think. But obviously Coach Mulkey can't talk about that. But from what you're hearing over there, I think they feel pretty good about their chances of getting her, which would be, I guess that'd be a first, right? A Dawn Staley, South Carolina player going to the dark side of the force, so to speak, joining LSU.
It would definitely be a first.
Yep. So we'll keep our eye on that.
But I mean, speaking of the transfer portal and just kind of some of the issues that have arose in college sports with the portal and with the NIL and these holdouts and just the way the athletics have changed at the college level, do you have any idea on how those problems can be solved? Like what can be done to kind of calm some of these worries that are rising with college with fans of college sports?
Well, I think that the calendar needs to be fixed. I don't think that LSU women's basketball needs to be worrying about getting ready for UCLA and visiting with kids in the portal on the same day when they're trying to win a game to go to the Final Four. That's ridiculous. And certainly, I think that once you join a team for the year, I think you need to stick it out. I mean, if you opt out of a bowl or something like that, I guess that's a whole nother topic. But, I think that, okay, once I'm in, I'm in. I'm with these guys for the rest of the year. We're gonna be a team and everything. I think leaving and quitting teams in the middle of years is not good. And I think a lot of people would like, I don't know, a salary cap and for a lot of this stuff to be more public. But they pulled the trigger on something they were clearly not ready for. And a sport that just, took baby steps for years and could not move things forward, just like took off. Have any of you ever been in a Cybertruck, by the way, the Elon Musk car?
No, I've seen many, but I've never been in one.
So there's a neighbor of mine who's got one, and I got it. It was, I hope Eddie doesn't mind me sharing. So it was myself, Eddie Kinnison, the LSU great who lives in my neighborhood up front, and another guy. We went to an LSU event the other night. So this guy drove in his Cybertruck. We got in. He punched it. This thing went from 0 to 85 in like 2.3 seconds or something like that. Anyway,
faster than Eddie.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, good one, Lloyd. Yeah, Mr. 4.2 in the 40-yard dash. I was like, holy cow. I was like in a rocket ship or something, or,
Katy Perry.
And it looked something like the Batmobile or Avengers. He's got these digital monitors and everything, and he's telling me about how it's funny. 4 months ago, the left loved this car, electric, blah, blah, blah. Now it's Elon Musk's car. People are shooting him the bird, telling him to F off at red lights. I hate you. And he's just so funny. He's like, bro, why you hate me? Because the car I drive, man. That ain't cool. I even voted for Kamala. So anyway. But those things fly so fast. And so that's my best, parallel to how quickly things have changed in college sports. It just went from that fast to we don't pay players. If you transfer, if you're a Keith Hornsby and you transfer, you got to sit out the whole year before you play the next year. And all those things are so out the window that I think it's a turnoff for a lot of people. But, hopefully, the great Mike Patrick, broadcaster, passed away I just read that, at 80 years old. He's the guy that called the LSU earthquake game against Auburn in 1988. Touchdown Fuller, holy cow. I watched that clip this morning, and it just brought me back to just a whole nother era and just whole other feelings. I know there was cheating going on back then. There's been cheating going on since the beginning of time, but college football then does not feel like college football now. It's the best way I can put it.
Tomorrow is the NFL draft. Will Campbell's expected to hear his name go pretty early on, and the Saints have a whole lot of pressure with that 9th pick. What are you looking forward to in the draft tomorrow night?
I'm looking forward to going back to like 10 years ago when Drew Brees was the quarterback. That'd be nice. Didn't have to worry about that position for so many years for the most part. I know, the returns on him weren't as good as they were at the end, but he was still in 2020. I think he was much better than what we've seen since. So, it's just rough that they cannot find a quarterback and that we're still kind of gambling and rolling the dice and trying to find who the guy is, and the Derek Carr drama, and Spencer Rattler is certainly not somebody you can hang your hat on at the moment. And, it brings me back to 2005 when I think the Saints were talking about either drafting Matt Leinart or Vince Young before they got Breeze in 2005, and then Reggie Bush fell into their lap. I don't I mean, I haven't really studied the draft a whole lot, but apparently they like Jackson Dart from Ole Miss a lot. So can they trade up late in the first or early in the second to get him? I'm not sure, but it does appear that that there is a bit of a double standard, I would have to say, between the people running the Saints and the people running the Pelicans, and the fact that Gail Benson fires David Griffin, who had been there 6 years, and then yet Mickey Loomis is, Elliot Ness, the Untouchables. So that's interesting to me. And, they're not expected to do much, even though they're probably still in one of the worst divisions in the NFL. All I got to do is win the division. They're in a playoff game. But it just feels like, they've got a lot of people. They got a lot of holes to try to fill. And, it'll be exciting to see who they pick at 9. It'd be nice to pick somebody healthy. It seems like so many times they reach on somebody who's been busted up, but he'll be back. He'll be fine, And so they've really missed. I mean, you think about Saints drafts over the years. They hit the big one in 06 and 17, and those 2 drafts helped them win a lot of football games. Besides that, there's been a lot of misses over the years with the Saints in the NFL draft.
It's funny you mentioned health, as now Georgia edge Mikael Williams is the favorite to be selected 9th overall by the Saints, and he played on a bum ankle all year.
Who's our guy from UT San Antonio, the edge rusher? That
Marcus Davenport?
Marcus Davenport. There you go.
He didn't have a whole hand.
I go back to, I remember they drafted a guy named Sean Knight in the late 80s. Total bust. Never did anything. But
Adrian McPherson.
What's that?
Adrian McPherson.
State. Yeah.
I mean, you could go through, there's a litany of Saints draft picks.
Vaughn Dunbar. There's one for you. Early 90s. Running back from Indiana, I think. First rounder. I remember Ditka tried to win with, Danny Werfel, Troy Davis, those guys. They were the Heisman winner, and, but they didn't quite translate to the NFL. But late 90s Saints football, not so great with Mike Ditka.
Let's trade your entire draft for one player and see how that works out. Could you imagine that in 2025?
Lloyd, can you imagine the head coach of an NFL team appearing on the front of
ESPN the magazine
with a guy in a dress? Ricky Williams. Well, these days,
red flags.
But I remember at the time, I don't know, as a kid or a teenager, I didn't think a whole lot of it. Now, these days that I've been so jaded putting this profession, I'm like, what the hell were they thinking?
That's a framer.
No doubt. Well, guys, I'm sorry. I got to jump on the next one here.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Yeah, good seeing y'all.
Yep.
Take care.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Shkone, pa.
There he goes, the legend himself, Jacques Doucet, the sports director over at WAFB 9.
I forget that he has other things to do.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes we just kind of get caught in the hanging out.
The wash.
But there was some news that broke while we were during that interview. Curtis Givens, who it was announced earlier in this month, I think April 11th was around the time of the announcement, that he was going to be running it back with LSU, has now entered the transfer portal.
Oh, good.
LSU basketball guard.
Miracle Shepherd.
So Givens has hit the portal.
Miracle Shepherd in the
So
portal.
Miracle Shepherd, yes, hit the portal yesterday for LSU women's basketball. That one had everybody thinking that there will probably be, like Jacques said, probably be some news that arises later this week with all the discussion around Full Wiley and LSU women's basketball. So we'll see what men's basketball is going to do, because they still need more pieces, and especially now after a loss of a guy like Givens, they need to add another guard. So we'll see what happens. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We will take a quick break here. Come right back, and we might do a little mock draft, because we will not have Nick Underhill at 8:30, as he's a little under the weather this morning.
Nick under the hill.
Nick under the weather. We will. We'll do.
Weatherall.
We'll do a mock draft for your NFL draft coverage preview this morning, right after this.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, Our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Click Here Digital, the home of the Jordy Culotta Show. Online at clickheredigital.com. If you're looking to set Google ads, set social media campaigns, learn about SEO, display video, or even creative, Click Here Digital has the answer for you. Online at clickheredigital.com or email me directly, Jordy at clickheredigital.com.
Family calls family. That saying resonates even more as your family grows. And we can't seem to stop growing. Meet the newest member of the Get Gordon family, Penny's cousin Rosie. Rosie already knows, the larger your family, the more people you have to lift you up during trying times. Just like at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, we've grown to over 200 team members with over 50 local attorneys. So whether you pick Penny, employ Ellie, roll with Rosie, or get Gordon, we want to be your lawyers for life.
Your lawyers for life.
Phil's Oyster Bar, a staple of South Louisiana since 1945, located in South Downs Shopping Center and online at philsoysterbar.com. If you log online, you can learn about the private party schedule, the catering menu, and even order online. Daily lunch specials Monday through Friday. Learn about the history when Gus Piazza took it over in the early 70s, made it an absolute stop-in for everyone who came through Baton Rouge, and now Anthony, his son, carrying on the tradition. Phil's Oyster Bar, South Downs Shopping Center, and online, philsoysterbar.com.
It's rare to find someone you can count on when it's go time. It's even more rare to find someone you can count on, well, all the time. At Sunshine, we're proud to offer the John Deere equipment you need and a team you can depend on and off the field. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
My headphones up, bro. Yeah, right there. Now I'm focused on getting deposits. Evil in the way, now I'm just driving around it. They said I needed soul searching, I already found it. I unlocked my other side, now I'm sounding astounded. Drive by and let it ride like I'm whipping a Tesla. Pressure never fazed me, cause I'm bigger than pressure. I'm on my grind, bullshit, can't fit in my schedule. I'ma do what's best for me, you can keep all your lectures. Spend the summer stacking bread, might be gone to November. Pulling up like Trey Young just to freeze up December. I got niggas on the block like traditional sinners.
Pop quiz for Noah Tingle.
I took a break for a minute, I had to go.
6 Tigers make Kuiper's final big board. Name your 6.
Will Campbell. Do you have it pulled up?
Uh-huh.
Like you're going to check me? So Campbell's on the big board. Swinson's on the big board. Emory Jones is on the big board. Savion Jones is on the big board. And then I'm trying to think who else is in the draft.
You're missing one.
Oh, Mason Taylor, of course.
And one more.
And then Major Burns.
Miles Frazier.
Oh, Miles. Yep. Yeah. What's the big board? Is it big board all 7 rounds?
I mean,
because I would be surprised if Dellinger doesn't get picked. I mean, you saw how important he was just in the span of 3 games for LSU.
I mean, I'm still blown away by the.
They're gonna like that.
Emory
Jones
in the chat. Yeah, Sadron could get drafted also.
No, I want him on Ole Miss's roster.
Seeing red.
Do we?
Seeing red.
I mean, this trend of Brady Neal,
Can you
Sam Dutton.
look at how low he's sitting in that seat?
Brady Neal hit 1 home run.
It was still.
And LSU won the game.
Yeah, I get that.
Sammy Dutton, I will give you.
Oh,
Sammy.
Brady Neal still hit a home run.
LSU.
Like for him, that's a big deal.
He tried to test Bear. That's what made us think Bear was a third baseman.
Don't fucking ever talk about Jay Johnson like that again. I
I'm
saw
talking
that
about
you
Jay
talking
Johnson
the side
like
of your
that.
mouth. I heard it.
Yeah, he's. I mean, Bear Jones is
thought,
not.
Jay thought Bear was third. Boom. Yeah.
I'm not talking about Jay. I'm talking about the fan base.
Good.
Including myself. I was in on it when I saw that.
Yeah, I still
too.
am in on it. I'll do it again.
No, I'm not. I'm out. Last night ruined it.
I just said that for glimmers. Like, look, we can disagree.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
Well, not out on Jake Brown playing first.
No, Jake
Still
Brown
looks
playing
great.
first.
Yeah. Well, they butt that side and see what happens.
Yeah. But Big Bear at third. I want to see Johnny at third. Oh, John Pearson.
I want to see Chris Stanfield at third.
Somebody in the Cajunomics chat last night was like, we need to swap Stanfield and Bear in the lineup. After Stanfield got on base again. They're like, Stanfield needs to take Bear's spot in the lineup and Bear needs to get benched. I was like, oh my gosh.
I hope to God in all things that are holy.
I can tell you one spot
Bear
that's not going to get changed in the lineup.
Goes just nuclear this
weekend.
Dude. He deserves it.
He does. He's due.
Or he drops a bunt down and Stanfield hits a home run.
That would be awesome. I tell you one player that's not going to be moved from their spot in the lineup. It's going to be Chris Stanfield at 9.
Yeah. How comfortable are you?
It's a staple.
Hey, quit mushing everything. You go 0 for 8.
He's going to just suck this weekend.
0 for 15 after Noah Tingle and Tinkle & Co.
Wolfgang, Major Burns is not getting drafted. Dellinger is challenged athletically.
That's a nice way to put it.
Why, because he's white? I guess, fair enough.
I'm challenged.
I guess we're all challenged.
I'm challenged mentally.
Mentally, yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, you're not?
I just checked.
Check what?
So
Nick Castellanos did not hit a home run.
I know, we checked yesterday morning. Did you bet on it?
No, I saw the same video you did.
Yeah. Lloyd bet on it live. Yep. Damn. Sorry, Fonz.
Yeah, Fonz, see, I'm not the mush. Not me.
Yep.
Can't be the guy. That would be one Noah Tingle. He's taking it over.
I got you. I'll crank out some more push-ups if I'm wrong again.
Okay.
I said push-ups. Mm-hmm. Why do you have to ruin everything?
Phalley.
Phallus.
And the phallic shook. That's
a great podcast. And the phallic shook. God. We saw how you passed out jogging in place after 30 seconds, Christian.
Yeah, you did that soccer jaunt.
Hey, that was all.
You want to do the PFF mock draft this time?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Look, we did have Nick Underhill scheduled, but he is sick. Not a great time for him to be sick, as
your
microphone's
NFL,
on, by the way, brother.
Yeah, what are you doing? As it's the NFL draft, probably the most important Nick Underhill segment we can have.
That's probably why he's sick.
The pressure was on.
Oh, like that's what happens. Like during finals week, like you get sick.
Oh,
like
of course,
whenever you're working and like.
Whenever we took over the show, when we started hosting every day, I ended up getting a congestion and runny nose for 2 weeks.
I threw up blood,
and I was talking like this, and Lloyd started puking every week.
Yeah,
it was rough. Just wait until you see what's coming in 2 weeks when it's just.
I can't throw up anything rarer than
me
blood.
by myself.
Oh yeah, I'm going to London. Lloyd's of London.
Lloyd's going to London. There? Christian's got finals week.
Why are you going to London?
I don't fucking know.
It's going to piss him off. Don't make him talk about it.
Go. I said some mean things the other day.
Wait, are you being forced to go?
It's his family, yeah.
And you don't want to go?
Trip. He doesn't want to go.
No. We got shit to do.
Yeah, he's going to be gone. That's finals week for you. So it's going to be solo dolo.
I don't have anything going on finals week besides my sister graduating.
You don't have any finals?
I got one final.
Oh, so
you can be here every morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Oh, yeah, you'll produce then. Perfect.
That actually does make me feel
you feel better?
Yeah, I'm fine.
There you go.
I said some things that I should. I'm not going to take them back because they weren't said on air. But that's about as deep as I could cut.
Yeah, he was pretty angry. Good. That makes
Still don't have my passport, so maybe
that'll be better.
I can give you mine.
That probably. I mean, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Like who?
Nobody checks that.
I would imagine not.
Nobody cares about that.
We're gonna draft as
the
New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, nice.
What a surprise.
The Titans are on the clock.
All right, wonder who they pick.
Good lord!
All right. Let's look at the first 8 picks
Walter
and see
Nolan.
who all was selected. Oh my gosh.
That's a great pick for the Saints. They need it. Probably not great for the show. Let me
I
start.
mean, Malachi Starks was still on the board, but sure.
Saints need a defensive lineman.
The Saints need everything.
I was waiting for Travis Hunter to drop again.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going 2nd overall.
Most likely.
We should try the other draft to see if he's still there. Why do you do that?
See if they fixed what?
Yawn.
I don't know.
Okay.
When I stop talking, I start yawning.
How many picks should we do? Rounds.
3.
3.
Yeah, let's go all 3 rounds.
That one spreaded through us. Oh God.
All right.
Let's go. Hold on. Let's pause.
Let's look at everybody that's been drafted.
I know. How do you? Hold on. Like an old man.
Mike
I
Green.
don't know. Look at this. I don't know how
Greeny.
to check this. All right. Here's everyone that's been drafted.
Will Campbell went 7th to the Jets.
Would have been nice for him to drop to 9.
Michael Williams can't get him now.
Yep. Was drafted at 8.
Oh shit.
Cam Ward, Travis
So you
Hunter,
can't go
Ashton
Genty?
Genty
Where's that
3rd.
Penn State tight end?
Tyler Warren is still on the clock. Still on the board. You can get. There's no way the Patriots take Mason Graham. No offense, PFF, but your stuff is wrong. I would say it's between.
I would love for Will Campbell to have followed 2 more picks.
I think if this is what the board looks like, they probably take
I would trade back.
Mimbo or trade back.
They're
See what the trade offers are. We got 3 trade offers.
Okay. I hope the clock isn't running. Could you imagine if we just didn't use our pick? Pete, I can't
Yeah,
say
what
it.
would happen if the clock ran out?
The next team gets to draft
And you just
after
miss
you.
your pick?
Yeah, they
That would
turn
be
in a
the
card.
most
Saints
New
thing ever.
Orleans Saints move ever.
Yeah. Mickey forgot to pick. Let the clock run out.
The pick
That's
is
the
not
wrong
in it. The
card.
clock is at 0-0. Wow. What would that reaction be?
Oh, murder.
Oh, we can't trade.
Oh, we don't have to subscribe.
We don't have PFF Plus.
What are the betting odds of someone missing a pick?
Let's see if we can trade back.
So let's go back to 18.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's get 18.
Oh.
See.
Fuck this.
Go back to the other website.
Dude, what's the other one?
Screw this. What's it? I don't know. You're the one that did it.
Bring us to the website that lets us pick Shadur.
Well, Shadur's still on the board.
Well, let's take him.
But they have him ranked
Honestly,
at like 31.
if that's what the board looks like, they either trade back or take him.
I think they trade. I don't think they're going to take Shador.
Nah, I think they're looking at.
They're not
Jackson
taking a
Dart,
quarterback at 9.
Jalen Milroe in that 2nd round.
Did you see that report put out about Jalen Milroe?
On Twitter or something?
No. So Tom Pelissero, is that how you say his name, Lloyd?
Mm-hmm.
Pelissero. He had a story, like they did a write-up on all the quarterbacks in the draft, and there was one section about Pelissero about Jalen Milroe. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Let's see.
I hope they take Jalen Milroe.
You think so?
No.
Oh, here we go.
Will Johnson in this one.
Said an AFC executive who saw Milroe play live. Hunter Hall tuned in. This is the fastest guy on the GD field. He's outrunning angles. He's just so effing erratic. He's a smart enough kid, but not a fast processor. He's into all these effing mental coaches. Has to see it open. Doesn't have anticipation. He's the typical big rifle-armed effer who throws everything effing hard and fast and will throw a good pass, and in the next 5, you don't know where the F they're going to end up.
It's
unbelievable.
Who's that a quote from?
John Gruden?
No, it was an AFC executive.
Here's the Colts owner.
I knew you were going to say Jim Irsay.
Yeah. This fucking guy.
Is he alive? Is he alive?
A couple Percocets, I'll be fine.
Let's see. Let me see what they say about
Will Johnson, but they also have Kelvin Banks on the board, and we take Will
See what they say about Jackson Dart.
The lights are fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. About Shedeur Sanders, they say, if you look at just wow throws, he's got probably the best collection of those over the whole entire crop. It's just the other stuff. This is an NFC executive. It's the other stuff. It's the ability to do stuff from structure, in the pocket, check downs, the easy gimmies. But if you want to just isolate the high level, high degree of difficulties, then to me, there's a difference between him and the other guys. Let's see what they say about Jackson Dart.
We're taking Will Campbell, huh? Will Campbell, Ashton Genty, Jalen Walker, or Tyler Warren?
Genty. I love Will, but I would say you took Will.
You just signed Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, but I mean, still.
You probably should have taken Genty. I wonder if they feel like that. We're like,
Yeah. Shoot, we screwed that.
Can we go back?
I love Eman Worry from South
Walter
Carolina,
Nolan.
but Jackson Dart's on the board.
Not taking him.
That's who they're going to take. Ooh, Trey Amos is on the board as well.
Wait. Jackson Dart's on the board?
We're not taking Jackson Dart. That's a stupid pick.
Dart on the back of a Saints jersey would make me clone.
Dude,
that's awesome, yeah.
The color rush white Dart. Yeah.
Dart, and then you get Dart that, like, you make your own, make it Dart the second, like 2, and then it's just 2 cigarettes. It's like a little holster.
Yeah.
Who'd you take? Walter Nolan?
You put drunk in front of Dart, and then put an S at the end of Dart. Apostrophe S.
Or you put, who's a basketball player? Lou Dart?
Lou Dort.
Lou Dort. Look, you can get Quinshon Judkins. Goal!
Holy.
Well, that's a haul.
That was a haul.
Wait.
Oh, my
should have taken it.
I'm not playing here next year.
And you took Judkins over Trey Harris.
That was a haul.
Well, you said you want a running back.
I said I wanted Genty.
You still get Jordan Birch. This is a great draft so far by me.
We need to rebuild the Saints.
We're doing it.
I want to do it right now.
He wants to play Madden. We need to bring the Xbox back. Scroll down a little bit. Who else is on the board? Will Howard. There you go.
Oh, Kyle Kennard.
Yeah, Wood clone. Take him.
Yeah.
Take him.
It's Scattaboo. He would be a Saints favorite.
You just drafted Judkins.
I'm just saying, people are going to want him.
Yeah, people would love him. We need to get back in the A+ world.
Judkins and Dart, that's interesting.
Lane would love that. Lloyd just loves Ole Miss, obviously.
Would seem that way.
Ooh, Charles Grant is a Saints pick all the way.
William and Mary.
William and Mary, interior offensive lineman.
God.
They're all over
trying
that
to get
dude.
away from it.
No, that's what they're going to do. They're going to take him.
Might trade up for him, too.
Emory Jones Jr., 102. Bang.
Nope. Take Will Howard.
give me Will Campbell and Emory Jones Jr.
For being honest, R.J. Harvey's the pick here for the Saints.
We just drafted Judkins.
They're not taking Emory Jones.
Gunnar Helm.
Will Howard.
Gunnar Helm.
Will Howard.
Gunnar Helm.
Gunnar Helm. Wait, is Mason Taylor gone?
Yeah. Way gone.
Sure.
Second round pick. Gunnar Helm it is. Give me that tight end. Pause. Did not come out right.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Give me that tight end.
Love that tight end, man.
Reject.
Get out of here,
No,
say.
absolutely not.
Reject.
Who do they want then? It must be.
Oh, we're still on tight ends.
Oh.
Emory Jones still on the board. Will Howard, yep. A+ pick. Wow.
Thank
Two
you.
quarterbacks. Oh, we took Walter Nolan.
Denzel
You
Burke,
assholes.
the best rapper ever.
Quinniverse.
I already took a quarterback, you crazy asshole.
I want another one.
Moss Frazier.
Oh, Trevor Etienne. We definitely picked
Ollie
running
Gordon,
back super
wow.
high.
Yeah. Dude, is he going to go undrafted? Ollie Gordon. Wow. Did you see that picture of
Forgot about him.
Justin Blackman?
Oh, yeah.
Alcohol is bad for you folks.
That was sad.
We don't need a running back. Well, actually, we have I don't trust Quinshon Judkins at all.
Take ETN,
Yep.
Louisiana guy.
B+. That's your
Is
only
this
B+
him?
pick.
No,
Your only pick is
That's
B+
him,
pick.
dude. He just looked at the picture the first time.
He looked
Awful.
abysmal.
It was very sad to see.
It was.
Because he was a freaking unit.
Yeah,
He's
it's
a
crazy
stout
that
individual.
I mean,
that
he
can
looked
happen
so
to you.
good in the OSU uniform.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't look good in that one.
No, he doesn't look good
in
in
the Oregon State Penitentiary.
You don't like this one?
No, he's fat as hell. And I hope he gets help.
I was talking about this one.
Oh, yeah, he was a
Yeah.
freak, dude.
Well, he looked like he was wearing
Nick
an Oregon State
Nash!
uniform. Jalen Smith.
Ooh, Muhammad Jabbar.
A+ pick. I've only had A picks. You had the one B
No,
pick.
you had that was a B pick.
That was your pick.
Well, you're the one that said we didn't need to take Quinshon Judkins.
Guys, we're on the same team.
And yeah, we're all
No,
on
we're
the
not.
same
Screw
team.
you, Mickey.
Yeah, man, fuck yourself.
You don't know what you're doing, Mickey.
I love you, Noah.
Prove it. Oh my gosh.
Wait, we have ETN and Judkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't trust him.
We don't trust Judkins. He's a liar.
I like that duo.
You like that?
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 You like them apples?
No.
Wait, no, it's how about them apples?
How about them apples?
Jesus.
You like those apples?
Would you rather Kirk Cousins or Derek Carr?
Kirk Cousins, he showed up to non-mandatory voluntary workouts. Derek Carr's reviewing Rolls-Royce Range Rovers.
Used.
Like himself.
Played. We got Nick Nash Fonz.
We got Nick Nash Fonz. Oh, look at that. I just pulled up the mock draft on my own, and Genty's on the board, and I'm going to take him. How about that? Cam Ward got picked at 8. Cam Ward almost dropped to 9.
Cam Ward at 9?
Yes.
You'd have to.
Why?
Because he's the number 1 pick.
Just because. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Because
in
you've already
last year's
talked
draft,
about,
you wouldn't.
You've already talked about a quarterback, like getting one. So now you have the opportunity.
I
to
thought
get the best
Spencer
one.
Rattler was the guy.
No. Rattler's not the guy.
Yes, I'd love it, but nah.
I just took Genty and Jackson Dart with 9 and 40. Is that a win?
That's probably what they'll do.
Think so? I don't think
I
Genty
would
makes
take-
it to 9.
No,
but
no. If Genty makes it to 9, that would be awesome.
yeah. I think they go. If Graham's on the board, I think they take Graham. I don't
I'd
think
like
he
to
will
see some
be.
sort
If
of
Genty's on the
defensive
board, I think they take Genty. I don't think he will be.
I'd like
I think
to
they
see some
probably
sort of
will take that
defensive
D end from Georgia.
Yeah. Or I saw Will Johnson from Bucky Brooks.
Will Johnson. They might take him.
I
That'd
don't
be a
even
good
know
pick.
who that is.
The
He's got
corner
Kelvin
from
Will
Michigan.
Johnson's the yeah.
Oh,
Kelvin Banks.
Kelvin Banks fell to 10 in his draft.
Yeah. It's crazy. I thought Kelvin Banks was better than Will Campbell because his arms were longer. Whatever. Ooh, Athletic Connections. Forgot about that.
Christian has to play alone.
All right, I'll try. Gator, Sooner, Tiger.
I see the last one for that one. I see it. Do you see it? I see it.
Commodore.
There you go.
All right. Ooh. Energy, power, block, grid. Is grid on there? Energy, block, power.
That's definitely not right, but I'll let you do it.
One of these words scares me.
I do see one more that would fit, but I don't think.
Reach in, block, hold.
It's
charge,
right there. There
charge,
you go.
charge.
There you
Thank
go.
God.
Dude, I was about to freak out.
I had to locate it. Lemon.
I didn't locate it.
Ooh, what the hell is going on here? How do you say that V word? Vigor?
Vigor?
Oh my God. I told you I was scared of one word on this board.
Energy, power.
Do you know what
might.
vigor means?
I don't. Is it some sort of like you hold a vigor against somebody?
Mm-mm.
Or you have vigor?
Vigorous.
I don't know what that means.
You attack every day with vigor.
Yeah, like you're mad at the day.
Sure.
Yep,
If
sure.
that's what you want your vigor to be.
You attack every day with vigor or some power.
Or some energy.
So vigor,
might.
Power, energy, might. Yeah. What's the last one, though?
Don Lemon, Raleigh Fingers,
Tom Ford.
and some Bobby Feller.
Michael Ford.
Legend.
Michael Ford.
Hall of Fame
okay.
pitchers.
God, that game couldn't be.
Wait, Don Lemon? I thought he was on CNN.
He's the hockey guy.
What? There's 2 Don Lemons?
Don Vigor?
Who's that? You're confusing me.
Yeah, he's tripping. Oh, I mean, it's 9 a.m. We appreciate you guys this morning.
That show
hanging
went
out
by
with us.
quickly.
Yeah, it did fly right by. Tomorrow,
So quick.
tomorrow we have NFL draft. Getting ready for LSU versus Tennessee this weekend. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Once again, I will apologize for the pain that I caused the LSU baseball program last night by
Make up
jinxing
for
them.
it.
How?
Mousetrap.
That's the one that doesn't lock.
Oh, God, pulled it out of nowhere.
Ooh.
Is that the first time you've ever done it?
No.
Oh.
Love you guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 7 to 9. Make sure, once again, content is beginning to be put out on our personals as well as the Culotta show, so just make sure you're following everything, tuned in, ready to go. A lot of exciting stuff coming soon. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
How exciting.
Very exciting.
This exciting?
That's exciting.
We can never put on the same shoes. I've been giving L's like I know love and I can't lose.